Good morning. We are the Lambda Beta Chapter of Beta Alpha Psi at the University of Tampa, and today we will be discussing our Art of Change project. My name is Michael Vallerini, and I am the treasurer, and today I will be speaking with Hannah Lamont, our president. Thank you all for joining and listening to our presentation. Although we wish to present to you all in person, we know that due to current circumstances, this is the safest way to speak to you all today. Presented on the slide is an outline of how we will present the material to you all. Starting with our project purpose and description, we would then like to discuss the challenges we faced, but also the insights we gained from our experience. Living in a dynamic world, it is imperative to prepare our members to take on the workforce during a time of constant uncertainty. The COVID-19 pandemic is a perfect example of unexpected but significant change to our daily lives. Although throughout the past year, many of us have learned how little control we have over the changes occurring around us. As part of our Art of Change's best practices initiative, we have integrated a program meant to improve career competencies and readiness, focus on improved mental health, and highlight available and value-added resources to the areas, among others, in order to be congruent with the world around us. Our Art of Change project is intended to facilitate the growth of our members in ways we have never yet touched on, so that they are confident to process change mentally and professionally.
So in the world that we live in today, it is difficult for students to navigate a time of endless change. And although there are partners across campus that provide career readiness resources to students, we found that there wasn't a bridge to build that gap between resources and students. Our ability to be that connecting piece for our members has allowed us to provide a bit of structure and consistency to our members for the valuable resources that were available, but perhaps were not very well known. So firstly, we think it's fair to say COVID has impacted and increased mental health concerns, and perhaps not enough light is shed on how to combat that. So to that end, in our weekly meetings this year, we have asked visiting firms to reflect on their experiences with handling stress and anxiety due to COVID, and have found that our members greatly benefit from hearing from host employers and how they create healthy work environments for their employees. Second, partnering with career services has been a great asset as we have integrated their events on resume writing, interview practice, and career coaching into our chapter, and have found it has helped many students with issues that they've been struggling with. Third, we highlighted a career readiness competency every week called the Spartan Ready Competencies, named after our school mascot, which was developed in the Office of Student Leadership and Engagement at UT. For example, some of the competencies focus on the equity and inclusion, and interpersonal abilities, communication, and leadership, as fully shown on this slide. As president, I explain a competency every week and invite an exec member to share a personal experience that they've had with their internships based on the competency chosen and why each is a learned skill that can be practiced.
Participation has included all members, an estimated 25 to 30 people, along with 2 non-member groups for this best practice program. The 2 main groups are UT's Career Service Office, in which we work with 2 core contacts, as well as the Spartan Ready team, with a dedicated campus-wide initiative of postgraduate readiness that is operated by 3 people. We rely on career service for their resources and events, and often co-sponsored Spartan Ready workshops on professional development, mental health, and personal growth topics. As mentioned in our 10 chapter meetings during the fall 2021 semester, we discussed how each employer's firm has adapted to change and what they were doing to create a healthy work environment and a balance for their employees. Our members have shared they found tips helpful, relatable, and surprisingly easy to implement if intentional. Moreover, BAP co-sponsored 5 Spartan Ready workshops and gave members who participated a professional hour for each workshop attended, provided it met the requirements for each hour's eligibility. All workshops were on the topics of professional development, mental health, and personal growth. Lastly, our BAP Executive Board carved out time to plan and reflect our volunteer and professional events, co-sponsored events, and planning our visiting employer schedule to dissect and discuss what went well and what could be improved upon in future chapter events. We took time to document opportunities for improvement in our Google Drive to the next exec board to benefit Marlins.
So overall, we invested approximately 20 hours into this project to date in areas of planning the events, attending, and reflecting as an exec board, but also as the time that we reflected during chapter meetings. To measure the success of our project, we use both quantitative and qualitative data. For the amount of events that we co-sponsored outside of required chapter time, we had approximately 30% of our members take advantage of the events. And for the qualitative side, we gathered feedback from chapter members on how those resources helped them, if they took advantage of their opportunities, and inquire whether they would recommend their peers to attend. The challenges we faced were on member engagement, largely due to the pandemic, but we still found that our chapter members were better engaged with the opportunities outside of our chapter due to the introduction of career services and Spartan Ready events. In addition, we've helped support our campus community by engaging in their events and maintaining a close relationship. In the past, we've always partnered with career services, but as a part of our Art of Change best practices initiative, we've increased the amount of workshops that we've co-sponsored, and we're able to ramp up advertising on events this year. For career readiness competencies sponsored by our Spartan Ready program, this was the first year that we integrated competency conversations in chapter meetings, and we found that it was a success. Our chapter plans on continuing the project as we move forward, and we think it can provide consistency and transparency to our members. And understanding change through reflection is also very important to chapter members, which we plan on creating annual workshops to help self-awareness and identify competencies that students would like to practice before leaving university.
It is possible, and best of yet, inexpensive and easy to apply this to your own chapter with 3 sections. You can reach out to your career services team to co-sponsor events, use career readiness competencies to lead chapter discussion by engaging members. And last but not least, your chapter can provide members with opportunities to practice these new skills in unlimited ways.
Thank you all for your time. Please reach out if you have any questions, and we hope you all have an amazing day.